Welcome back to News Geelong. The City of Greater Geelong Connecting Identities project was originally based on a theme of mouth to mountain, from Bowen Heads, the mouth of the Bowen River, to the Yuyangs. Now the practical outline of the projects has been turned into a contemporary songline featuring local songwriters, musicians and vocalists. Meryl Friend was at the release of the CD with this report for News Geelong.
We're here at Deakin Waterfront for the launch of M2M. It's the soundtrack to the beautiful Connecting Identities project that the City of Greater Geelong has undertaken over the last 5 years. We were able to speak with Kaz Payton. A really exciting night tonight with the launch of the M2M CD. But first, take us back through the last 5 years with this whole concept.
All right, Meryl, and you're right, it is very exciting tonight. It's something we've been building toward for some time. So the whole project began in about 2008. We were one of 5 councils. The City of Greater Geelong was one of 5 councils that was invited to take part in an arts project. So 5 councils across the country were invited, and we were all doing arts projects to look at different issues within our own municipalities and working with our communities. So it was really, how do the arts help you talk about issues and delve deeper into those issues? So our project became change, all about change and how you respond as change is happening very quickly. So the first part of the project was actually about collecting memories, and that was Memory Bank. And I think you might remember the launch of Memory Bank at the National War Museum in 2008. So after that, so we archived, and it's a living archive, so people can still add stories onto our website, and that can be written or spoken or filmed. Then we did a really major part of the project, which was called Mouth to Mountain. And that was a journey that started at dawn at the mouth of the river, the Bowen River, and then we travelled across land like a songline of Aboriginal people to the top of the Yuyangs, and that took many hours, and it was a relay, so we had water, because our theme was water and the preciousness of water, and this was May 2009, so it was very dry, so water was very important. So we carried water in water vessels, and we had members of the community, 96 members of the community carried the water, and they kayaked and they horse rode and they wheeled prams and they drove Ford cars and went on a train and cycled and walked and ended up at the mountain. And then all this water that had been collected at the mouth of the river was then poured into this extraordinary artwork and purified, and then poured into the Big Rock waterhole as a symbol of replenishment and return to the land. And this really beautiful composition was written that captured that whole journey by Rod Gear. And so I think a lot of the artists and the musicians, singer-songwriters, because we had Tiffany Eckhart and Rose Bygrave who wrote unbelievable pieces for this journey as well. So we wanted to professionally record it. So it was performed that night, but we wanted a professional recording. And so tonight's that launch of that professional recording.
From Deakin Waterfront, Meryl Friend, News Geelong.
Thank you, Meryl. The new National Disability Insurance Scheme will have its new national headquarters in Geelong. The long-awaited confirmation has been widely acclaimed throughout all levels of Geelong communities, as Meryl Friend reports.
It's Monday, some wonderful news for Geelong, considering the last couple of weeks with the Ford closure. It was a sad time, but now we've got some great news, and I'll allow our Mayor to let you know.
Geelong has been chosen as a national headquarters for the National Disability Insurance Agency. This is extraordinary news for Geelong. It's a national agency which would otherwise been based in Canberra, being located to Geelong, and we're so pleased in the Geelong community for this. It's a big step forward. It's a great recognition for Geelong's capacity, great recognition for the skills and the passion we have for disability care in Geelong, and we'll do our best to make it work for the whole nation.
Now, this has been a long time coming. There have been a lot of people in Geelong behind the scenes working towards this, probably over the last 5 years.
Well, there really has. I think probably 2 levels to that. Firstly, when the NDIS was first announced, the Geelong region went on the front foot through the council, and the G21 councils came together promoting Geelong as a launch site. And I appreciate all the work that was done by a number of community organisations, Karingal, St Lawrence, many others in the Grand Network, together with the local the councils in the region, came together through G21 to promote Geelong as a great spot for the launch site, and we were successful in getting that, which will involve 4,000 to 5,000 people from July the 1st receiving services from Disability Care Australia. Now, with the agency, with the head office, we started advocating for that probably late last year. We put together a prospectus earlier this year promoting the benefits of Geelong, and we went on the front foot. We talked to as many different people as we could, both federal and state politicians and the key decision makers. The state government backed us up with a $25 million offer to the federal government to assist with the location of the office, and finally the federal government has made this decision. So we're absolutely delighted. It's a great example of the federal and state governments working together in conjunction with local communities for a great outcome. So I couldn't be happier.
Well, also considering in the last 2 weeks we've had one of the saddest days for Geelong, really, with the Ford closure. So do you think that had any impact in the Prime Minister's decision?
Well, clearly we've been through a tough couple of weeks in Geelong, and there's no doubt that this would have been a factor in it. Whether or not it was the only factor, no one will know. I think we put forward a great case for Geelong. So the case having been put very, 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 very firmly for the government, and then in the context of the Ford decision, I think it made the decision for the government perhaps a bit easier, probably brought it forward a bit earlier than it may have otherwise come, but it is very welcome news. We still very much understand the situation the Ford workers are in and the uncertainty that they're facing. We have 3.5 years. We'll be working together with them, together with assistance packages from both the state and federal government coming together, and I believe that we'll be able to, through those packages, be able to strengthen our economy. So those people who do want to keep working and is either using their skills in other manufacturing areas or being retrained into new fields, there'll be opportunities for those people. And we have to be realistic. It won't be easy, but we'll be doing all we can to smooth out that rough patch.
Another good news story for our region. Meryl Friend, News Geelong.